Hello and a very good morning to all you viewers out there. You're watching the Morning News Show on CNN News 18 and I am Sriya Kundu, here to take you through all the top stories of the day from across the nation and around the world over the next 30 minutes. And well, we begin the day and this segment with this story which unearths and exposes a large-scale scam that has come to the notice of the Ministry of Minority Affairs. Let's have a look. Well, a mega scam has been unearthed by an expose. Top sources within the Minority Affairs Ministry reveals a nexus that has embezzled funds to the tune of over 144 crores in the past 5 years. Now, the scholarship initiative was launched in the academic year of 2007 to 2008. And in 2016, the scheme was digitalized and the aspirants had to apply online for the scholarship. The scam was unearthed after several institutions were scrutinized and were found to be involved in fraudulent activities. Minority Affairs Ministry has recommended the matter to the Central Bureau of Investigation for further investigation. Now, the district nodal officers who verified the fake cases are also under the scanner. The CBI will probe the nodal officers of these institutions who gave approval reports and how multiple states allowed the scam to persist over the years.
Well, clearly it is much more than just irregularities as mentioned by the Honourable Minister. CNN News 18 has gleaned from sources within the Minority Affairs Ministry that this is a huge scam with respect to scholarships and the way minority institutions are being represented or data is being misused. The system itself is being blindsided. That's what's happening if we try and understand the nature of this entire scam, and it percolates right down to the last person who's there stamping a particular applicant as deserving of a minority scholarship. It goes into the district nodal officer who is looking the other way or perhaps blindly signing off on whatever the institution's minority officer is sending back to him or her. And more importantly, who are these banks and bank officers and officials who are opening these accounts which are all largely furgy? Can one mobile number have more than 2,000 accounts, scholarship accounts linked to it? Can one branch have 66,000 scholarship accounts? These are questions that remain. How is it that students 68% dropout ratio in class 7 or 68% in class 7, 8 and 9, somewhere thereabouts, has gone unnoticed, that they receive the annual money scholarship and then they break away? Institutions who don't have hostel facilities, how are they claiming? See, the scholarship number, let's say ballpark, if it is 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees per annum for institutions without a hostel facility, balloons up to 9,000 rupees per student per annum if it has got hostel amenities. So these hostel amenities are being claimed. How is it that there are institutions which don't even exist physically on ground but have been ratified and verified by officers, nodal officers? And why are states, if they have been flagged of such corruption and such workings, have they not turned back and said we'll crack them down? Why is it that the overall officially error ratio is deemed at only about 2 to 3%, when in just 1,572 institutions surveyed by the NCAER, nearly 53%, if not more, have come out, have turned out to be fake? 63%, 830 out of 1,572 is not a small number.
Now, CNN News 18's Anusha Soni spoke to a group of panelists who spoke about this recent fraud of scholarship case. Listen in to what they had to say.
These are details which are emerging from highly placed sources within the Minority Affairs Ministry. The argument is that this is a nexus under which the money was not going to the beneficiaries intended, but a fraud nexus of somehow stealing the government money was going on. Certain institutions are responsible for it. About 80% of these scholarships were given to the Muslim minority or the students who were trying to approach the government and trying to get the scholarships. How do you see these details emerging out? In your understanding, what is the picture that emerges?
Anusha, this is not new for me at least. I know all madrasa officials, they take all the benefits from the government institutions, but they never reach the children and the real beneficiaries. Corruption and alarming, misappropriation of the funds is the order of the day. It should be streamlined. No, but who is Anusha right now is talking of corruption? A BJP party in power, which is since 10 years in power, and right now after so many years they are coming out of it, and these party people who are buying the other party legislature, they're making them finance ministers. Ajit Pawar, who has been labeled misappropriation of mass funds, he is the finance minister of Maharashtra state, which CBI will be inquiring into this. So, which people the ruling party is fooling around with?
What BJP does or what other political parties have done. The important point is that there is a corruption in madrasa education system. Number two, the minorities, the data shows and it has confirmed that the minorities in India does mean the Muslims.
Yes.
Number three, the dropout rates in madrasas are not because of the scarcity of funds, but because of malappropriation of funds who are in charge of running the madrasas.
Yeah.
So important point is that those who are also accusing the BJP government, now they should appreciate that how they could be detected. This corruption could be detected only because there is a system of direct transfer of the benefits to the real beneficiary. If this mechanism would haven't been put in place, this would not have been unearthed at all. So I think that Atikur Rahman, what Atikur Rahman is saying, that why you are targeting Muslim, it is not about targeting Muslim. It is all about imparting quality education to the Muslims.
While we keep tracking this story, right now we are shifting our focus to a very different story, and this is regarding politics that has erupted in Madhya Pradesh. Amidst the Madhya Pradesh upcoming elections, Union Minister Amit Shah will release the state government's report card in Gwalior today. Now remember, this is Amit Shah's second visit to the state in the last 21 days, and on July 30th, Amit Shah visited Indore district where he addressed booth level workers. In today's event, Shah will address the BJP working committee and will be accompanied by Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia. Meanwhile, the war of words continue to escalate in the state after former MP CM Kamal Nath's jibe at the Congress leader Digvijay Singh attacked the BJP and claimed that his sources indicate that the BJP is planning to create communal riots similar to the ones in Nadu in Madhya Pradesh right before the elections. On their counterpart, Union Minister Vishwas Sharang called Digvijay as a convener of inciting riots in the Congress cell. Let's have a look at all the reactions we have on this story.
मुझे जानकारी मिल रही है कि अब इनकी योजना बन रही है कि जिस प्रकार से नू में हरियाणा में इन लोगों ने दंगा करवाया था, उस तरह का दंगे फसाद कराने की इनकी योजना है, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस बात को समझती है कि आज हमारे खिलाफ इतनी नाराजगी है। भ्रष्टाचार मिस्टर 50% आपके सामने है। अभी आप पर देख लीजिए, एक यहाँ पे एलिवेटेड ब्रिज बनने वाला है बैरागढ़ में, ठेकेदार तय नहीं हुआ, ठेका तय नहीं हुआ और एक ठेकेदार ने सॉइल टेस्टिंग शुरू कर दी।
दिग्विजय सिंह जी का इतिहास है सेंसेशन पैदा करना और जो षड्यंत्र करना उसके पहले उसका माहौल बनाना। शुरू से दंगा फसाद करना, धर्म को धर्म से लड़ाना, जाति को जाति से लड़ाना, वैमनस्य पैदा करना, ये कांग्रेस की रीति है, उनकी नीति है। और इस कांग्रेस के इस प्रकोष्ठ के संयोजक दिग्विजय सिंह हैं। र्यूमर फैलाना, डर्टी ट्रिक्स पॉलिटिक्स अपनाना, डर्टी ट्रिक्स डिपार्टमेंट को डेवलप करना, चुनाव के वक्त केवल र्यूमर अफवाह फैलाना, ये दिग्विजय सिंह जी की आदत है। पर दिग्विजय सिंह जी ये ध्यान रखें, मध्य प्रदेश शांति का टापू है और किसी को भी शांति भंग करने की अनुमति हमारी सरकार में नहीं मिलेगी। ये दिग्विजय सिंह जी पूरी तरह से समझ लें।
We will keep bringing you all the updates from Gwalior as the day proceeds, but for now we're going to shift our focus and take you down south, wherein DMK's youth wing will sit on a hunger strike today in Tamil Nadu against the union government for refusing to scrap the NEET exam. Other than the NEET, the DMK will also protest against the governor for his statements with respect to NEET. Tamil Nadu Minister Scindia will also be attending the hunger strike called by DMK's youth wing. Now remember, the face-off escalated between the governor and the DMK government after Iron Ravi said that he would never clear the NEET bill. DMK even boycotted the Tea Party on the Independence Day hosted by the governor because of his comments. Now, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, during his Independence Day address, said that the education must be included in the state subject in its concurrent lists.
Suicide case reported in Krompet. The son died and unable to bear that the father also died by suicide. Your
I
words
have
on
to
this?
ask all these questions to the Honorable Governor and the BJP government. It's totally against the students, and we have continuously, in all the ways we have given our pressure, and BJP government should at least understand now, because they are living in a total different universe. They are not in any way connected to the people's mentality here and students' mentality. We are definitely against NEET, and I think the students, as our Chief Minister has requested, the students should understand and they should wait, and I hope a solution will be arrived very soon. We will be definitely against NEET. We will stand by the students.
Sir, Governor also said 2 days ago that NEET is something that he will never sign. The anti-NEET
What
bill.
authority he has to say that he is just a rubber stamp here? Whatever the CM decides, whatever the cabinet decides, whatever the people decide here, he has to accept it. It's totally not acceptable.
The AIDMK, what they are doing is to show their strength and to develop their party. DMK is trying to divide the nation, divide the state also, because a lot of people have accepted it, and we have seen thousands of doctors who are practicing in the last 5 years. So now they are opposing the Supreme Court's judgment on NEET. So what AIDMK is doing is democracy. What the DMK is doing is anti-democracy, anti-law, anti-nation.
This announcement, it is in politically drama. It should not help to the students. Instead of doing this, they can open to the coaching centers and well-trained. They can give the well-trained and coaching, good coaching to the students. The DMK, they knows very well the NEET is introduced by the Supreme Court, judgment based on the Supreme Court judgment. So I urge DMK functionaries, don't play with the students' life and don't play politics with the students' life.
Undermining the seriousness of an issue where a student loses his life. But for this, we should not immediately say, oh, that is the reason and that's why this student is dead. There are equally many more students who are also benefiting. So I think it's important for us not to lose perspective. I honestly do wish no student loses his life because of this or any exam. National education policy is a very future-looking policy. Immense number of people have participated in stakeholders' consultation. It promotes education through your mother tongue. There is no imposition of any language. There is freedom to the student to pick and choose subjects which he feels that he has an aptitude for. Now, immediately, because such a versatile, well-researched, publicly consulted policy is brought in, only because it's brought in by Prime Minister Modi, we like to hate it. Because we dislike the Prime Minister, so we'll dislike any good thing that he does.
Now, as we are speaking of tiffs that exist between the governor and the government in the state, after Delhi, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, confrontation has now begun between the governor and the Bihar government. Raj Bhavan has rejected the decision of additional Chief Secretary of Education Department who had banned the financial authority of Vice Chancellor and Professor Vice Chancellor of Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Bihar University. The incident has triggered a political slugfest with the ruling alliance slamming the interference of the governor and the opposition BJP coming in support of the Raj Bhavan. BJP has held that Nitish Kumar government responsible for the collapse of education system in the state. Let's have a look at all the reactions we have on this story.
हाल ही में के पाठक का एक आदेश था वीसी और प्रो वीसी मुजफ्फरपुर बिहार यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए कि उनका सैलरी रोक दिया जाएगा और उनका अकाउंट फ्रीज कर दिया जाएगा। फिर देखा गया कि जो प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी गवर्नर के हैं उन्होंने उस आदेश को रिवर्स कर दिया और कहा कि ये उनका जुरिस्डिक्शन नहीं है एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट।
कुलाधिपति का पद समाप्त कर देना चाहिए, गवर्नर के हाथ से हटा देनी चाहिए। ये नाहक टकराहट का अड्डा बनते जा रहा है, इससे प्रभावित हमारा शिक्षा हो रहा है। खुलेआम तौर पर इसको एक लाना चाहिए सदन के अंदर में और ला करके कुलाधिपति का पद मुख्यमंत्री के हवाले कर देनी चाहिए या फिर कुलाधिपति का पद एक अलग ग्रेड कर देनी चाहिए। गवर्नर के पास कुलाधिपति का पद रहने से बिहार के अंश शिक्षा का बेड़ा गर्क हो रहा है, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी 9 वर्षों से देश की हुकूमत में है, अपने आरएसएस कैडर के लोगों को यहाँ बैठा करके यहाँ सिर्फ राजनीति करती है। ये अपने दायित्वों का निर्वहन नहीं करते। आपकी मनमानी पर रोक लगाना सरकार का दायित्व नहीं है क्या? आपकी नेग्लिजेंसी पर रोक लगाना सरकार का दायित्व नहीं है क्या? उस नजरिए से मत देखिए। ये राजभवन और सरकार के बीच जो टकराहट होती है, कभी वीसी की नियुक्ति के सवाल पर, प्रो वीसी की नियुक्ति के सवाल पर, प्रिंसिपल की नियुक्ति के सवाल पर, ये तो एक अलग से एक ऐसी स्थिति उत्पन्न कर रही है राजभवन जो नहीं करना चाहिए।
See, bureaucratic overactivism must be restrained, and normally it's a duty of the elected government to do so. But sadly in Bihar there is no government, there is no functioning of the government, so bureaucracy overactivism is increasing every day. The person concerned, Mr. K.K. Pathak, is already famous for doing this. It's nothing new about him. Even after reprimandal of High Court and producing him guilty, he got a relief from Supreme Court. He's that kind of an officer. RJD shouldn't speak anything about education. I mean, just imagine a political party is claiming that the post of VC should be abolished. What will happen to so many universities in the country if we abolish the VC post?
Well, we will keep a track of all that happens between these governments and the governors of these respective states. But for now, we're going to slip into a short break. Do stay tuned to CNN News 18 as we bring you back more on the other side.
So, because of that, this is a prominent reason why Vimal Yadav was murdered at around 5:30 a.m. yesterday. We should tell our viewers that at around 5:30 a.m. 4 persons on 2 bikes came, knocked at the door, called Vimal outside his home and shot him right in the chest, where he died on the spot. The police are claiming that they have busted the case and they have arrested all the 4 accused in the case, and an FIR has been lodged and further investigations are on.
Now, reports of serial stabbing are coming to the fore from the national capital, where 3 PCR calls were received at Welcome Police Station regarding stabbing last night. first incident happened in which victim Shere Mohammed, who is aged 25 years old, got stabbed in the stomach, but he managed to save himself by running back inside his house. The second incident, 32-year-old Gufran was stabbed in the back and he succumbed to his injuries. The third incident, 22-year-old Shari was stabbed in his neck, but he was able to save himself. Now, in the investigation, it has been found that 3 men went on a stabbing spree and 2 accused have been held so far by the police. So, this shocking incident coming to the fore from the national capital. We have CNN News 18's Anshul Singh joining us to tell us more about it. Anshul, over to you.
Has come to the fore where 3 men actually went ahead on a stabbing spree late last night. Basically, all these 3 men were known to each other and their main focus was to make sure that they go ahead with some robbery. In fact, the knife that has been recovered by the police, that knife was bought just 1 day ago from the Bantimaran area in the national capital, and hence the motive of robbery, all these 3 men decided to go ahead and stab these people so that something could be robbed out of. Now, in the initial stabbing, the first thing that happened.
Welcome back. You're watching the Morning News Show on CNN News 18, and right now we are bringing you a story that has developed in Maharashtra, wherein Maharashtra is known as an origin of many social movements. Jyotiba Phule and Savitribai Phule started the movement for women's education from this very state. But even today, child marriage is prevalent in many districts in the state. In the last 8 months itself, more than 160 child marriages were intercepted in B district in Maharashtra by the local authorities. Let's see Network 18's news editor Mayuresh Ganpatya's ground report on this particular story.
This 18-year-old girl from Jarud village in Beed is a victim of child marriage. 2 months ago, before she turned 18, local authorities with the help of an NGO intervened and stopped her from getting married, just in the nick of time. She now stays with her uncle and aunt who work as labourers in a sugarcane farm, which means for 7 to 8 months of the year, they are away for work.
लग्नाच्या दिवशी लग्न होणार होतं पण नाही झालं. पोलीस आलते ते सांगितलं की वय विचारलं वय कमी सांगितलं म्हणजे 18 वर्ष पूर्ण होऊ दे. 18 वर्ष पूर्ण नाही झालं तर करू नाही शकत असं.
अच्छा तुमचं 18 वर्ष पूर्ण
नव्हतं 18 चालू.
Beed is known as the belt of sugarcane farm labourers. This district also sees the highest number of cases of child marriage. In Beed district alone, since January 2023, police have filed about 21 FIRs against parents and relatives for cases of child marriage. More than 160 child marriages were intercepted by the police.
हमने काफ़ी इसमें सोशल अवेयरनेस कैंपेन भी चालू कर दिया है स्कूलों में जो जहाँ पे बच्चियाँ पढ़ती है तो वहाँ पे उनको हमने इन्फॉर्म किया है कि आप जहाँ पे भी बाल विवाह का इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलता है तो 1098 को इन्फॉर्म कीजिए, उसमें आपका नाम सीक्रेट रखा जाएगा और इसमें भी हमें अच्छा रिस्पांस मिल रहा है। खुद की शादी अगर किसी की हो रही है लड़की की तो भी हमें इन्फॉर्म कर रही है और किसी सहेली की हो रही अगर उसकी भी अगर जानकारी उसको मिली तो भी वो हमें इन्फॉर्म कर रही है।
The local police gets help from the NGOs who with their field officers reach the spot of the marriage and ensure that these minors are saved. Usually such cases get reported from villages, but once in a while even the town reports a case of child marriage. Social workers believe until the mindset changes, not much will change.
समाज के लोगों की जो मानसिकता है कि बच्ची को बोझ समझना और उसकी जो सामाजिक सुरक्षा है, अगर गांव में कि किसी लड़की का किसी लड़के के साथ बात करते हैं या कोई प्रेम संबंध होते हैं तो हर माँ बाप को लगता है कि मेरी बेटी भी ऐसा ना कर जाए, इसलिए उनको लगता है कि ऐसा अगर हो गया तो हमारी कुटुंब है, हमारा जो घराना है उसकी इज्जत चली जाएगी, इसलिए वो लड़की का बाल विवाह करने की कोशिश करते हैं।
As per information available with NCRB, the number of cases registered under the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006 have only gone up in the last 5 years. In 2017, about 395 cases were reported. In 2018, the number went up to 501. In 2019, there was an increase in the number of cases and the cases were recorded at 523. In 2020, there were about 785 cases and the number in the year 2021 was recorded at about 1050 cases. The higher number of cases does not necessarily mean that more child marriages are taking place. They could also indicate higher levels of reporting and increased awareness among citizens.
In a progressive state like Maharashtra, child marriage is still the reality. In last 8 months, 21 FIRs were registered in alone Beed district. So you can imagine that how many must have gone unnoticed in entire state as well as in entire country. The government, which is spending more on infrastructure projects in the state, needs to pay a serious attention for this issue. To stop such instances happening in future, government should do the counseling of parents and girl child, especially in rural areas, at the right time. This is Mayuresh Ganpate reporting from Beed district for Network 18.
Now shifting our focus to our Mission Swachhata or Pani Special. World Toilet College, since its inception, has been working relentlessly to uplift the sanitation workers. Let's take a look at how the World Toilet College in Patiala assisted sanitation workers Mukesh Kumar and Kuku Ram in pursuing their passion for bodybuilding and becoming world-class athletes.
Sanitation workers Mukesh Kumar and Kuku Ram, who got trained at the World Toilet College, always dreamt of being world-class bodybuilders. This journey was full of hardship and adversities, but World Toilet College was a ray of hope when everyone shut doors on them.
द वर्ल्ड टॉयलेट कॉलेज का जी योगदान बहुत बड़ा था। उन्होंने देखा कि एक सफाई का काम करने वाले लड़के जो जीते हैं, तो फिर इनके साथ हमारा जो प्रेम प्यार बढ़ता गया। हमने इनके साथ ट्रेनिंग की और इनके पास ट्रेनिंग लेके फिर आगे से आगे जब इनको पता चला कि हम एक बॉडी बिल्डर हैं अच्छे, तो इन्होंने हमारी जो मदद पैसे से की ताकि हम आगे और खेल सकें, और इनकी वजह से आज मैं अपना जो जिम भी कर सका जी।
वर्ल्ड टॉयलेट कॉलेज से ये सब कुछ सीखा कि ग्लव्स डालना है, मुंह में मास्क भी रखना है, अपनी सफाई रखनी है। और जैसे हम लोग हर जो मेरे साथ के जो और भी है सफाई कर्मचारी, मैं उनको भी ये बात बताता हूँ कि हर जगह पे सफाई बहुत ज़रूरी है। हम लोग अब सफाई को ज़्यादा महत्व देते हैं।
With assistance from WTC Patiala, both the bodybuilders have now opened their own gyms and are also spreading awareness on safe sanitation processes to fellow workers.
Well, that's indeed a motivational note to end this bulletin on. But do stay tuned to CNN News 18 as we bring you all the latest developments right here through the day.